Hey everyone, Jordan Norell here, and today I would like to do a meditation. I am doing a meditation actually, and thought why not just include you in it, as I've done a little bit in the past. And so, yeah, this is really just me taking some time to be still with myself, and I think this is really important. Um, I might have a slightly intactivist spin on it, but it works for anyone doing anything. You know, meditation is one of the most powerful things you can do. Mindfulness has a trillion benefits if you are interested in the scientific literature behind it. You know, there's just it improves your health, it improves your mental health, it improves your uh, performance, your focus, your just a million different things. And so, yeah, basically this meditation today will just be in being mindful and for me, what it's really helping me with is I've had trouble with wanting to use caffeine and nicotine, and have been using caffeine and nicotine. And um, when I am mindful and just still with myself, and take some time to just like relax, like I realized, oh, I just needed to relax a little bit. I didn't need to like stimulate myself to like push myself more, because then I just get more tired later and I just get more and more unbalanced. Um, and you just keep pushing myself with stimulants. It's not a good cycle. Um, so instead, what's much more effective is just taking time to meditate. Also, just sleeping is equally important, but I find doing some meditation while I'm awake to center myself and just become aware of what's going on inside of me is really, really helpful for intactivism and, again, everything else in life. So I also have some tea because tea's the best. And my wrists are broken, and so it helps with that. Not broken, but like kind of broken. They don't work very well. Um, so, yeah, come into this moment. Come notice what you notice. Just be with whatever is going on outside of you. You might notice sounds. You might notice something in your vision, or if you close your eyes, you might even still notice that there's just a blackness that's not totally black. Uh, you might notice feelings in your body, or the chair you're sitting in, or if you're moving in small or large ways, you may notice that. You might notice the weight of your body pulling you onto the surface that you're sitting on, or standing on, or laying on, or walking on. And you can just notice your breathing. The rhythm and quality of your breathing, if it's fast or slow. You may even be able to feel your heart beating at the same time. As you feel your breathing, your body going in and out, your breath coming in through your nose or your mouth, and then exiting again. And you can notice the silence or the stillness between the words, which is also always there underneath the words or around the words. It's also the same as the space in which everything exists. There's a space or an silence for all of the senses underneath and around them, or inside of them. As we know, 99.999 something percent of everything is empty space. So you can just feel yourself being that space, being the consciousness that's aware of everything. And still breathing. And now just take a few minutes to practice being, if practice is the right word, because it's just what you are, honestly. It's just the natural. You can't not do it. But just to be the awareness that you are, being aware of everything in you and everything around you, just objectively, without comment or without judging anything or trying to change anything. Just watch whatever is happening inside you and whatever's happening outside of you. And just take a few minutes now to be aware, to watch, to be mindful. Watch everything that's going on. There's no being distracted because there's nothing to focus on here. You might notice yourself focusing on what I'm saying. If I'm talking right now, you're noticing that. You can notice what you're thinking. Your mind might go in some direction, and then you can just watch that thought go. You might notice your breath. You might notice the sights or sounds. Whatever you notice, just notice it. Just be aware of whatever you're aware of, and watch everything. Again, without any judgment. Or if judgment arises, then you can just be aware of that. But you don't need to change anything or do anything. Just be aware. You may notice there's an impulse to do something or to move, or some kind of judgment arises. I should be doing something. I should be getting something done. I should be not thinking this thought that I'm thinking, or whatever. Whatever thoughts or emotions are coming up, and you notice them and you feel compelled to move in some way. Again, you can just notice whatever is coming up. Just breathe with it and just be with it. Just notice and watch it. There's no effort involved in being aware of what you're aware of, being awareness, because you already are essentially awareness. It's hard to imagine that you'd really exist if you weren't aware. So just watching whatever comes up and just allowing it to be. Sometimes it can be nice if you feel a little bit tired or like your mind is just too active and you just want to rest for a minute. You can just let your attention go inward. Close your eyes and just rest in sort of the center of yourself, the center of your being. Just let your everything just kind of collapse in, and almost like you were going to sleep, but not quite going to sleep, just focusing on the central empty nothingness that your mind is, or that's at the center of your mind. Just allow every thought and every emotion and everything to just drop away, all of your attention to sensations or anything. And just fall into the stillness in the center of yourself. Allow yourself to completely rest and relax and just be in that stillness, that silence. If anything comes up when you do that, you can just allow it to fall back into that space. Whatever comes up, just letting it fall back into wherever it came from, wherever its source is, which is always, I mean, everything comes out of space in a sense. Everything doesn't exist. It's in just empty nothingness, and it exists, and it goes back into nothingness. So whatever comes up, you can just allow it to fall back into that space and just again just be in that space, the core of yourself. Or you can open it up more, and that space is the same space that's everywhere, and so you can just feel that space as everything. Oh man. Or if you like, you can continue doing the awareness meditation too and just be aware of what's going on inside of you or outside of you, or both. Different meditations are useful at different times. So you can just be aware of whatever you feel called to do with your attention. One reason I love meditation so much is it allows me to see any addictive impulses or sort of anxious impulses and different things that come up where I feel I need to do something, and then I realize, oh, that's just something that's coming through me. It's not really me, and it's not something I have to do. It's just a thought, or it's just a feeling. It's like I have this feeling that is telling me I have to go smoke a cigar. I don't smoke cigarettes. Smoke a cigar, or I need to go and exercise too much even, or I need to just keep on doing things even though it's busy work. I need to drink caffeine to get myself to just, be able to move. It's like, oh, that's just an impulse that's coming up. I can see that and see that it's actually doesn't really make sense, and that it's, if I just watch it, it kind of relaxes, and then I can just rest. And often what I really need is just rest and to be aware and to refocus myself. So I really love watching what's going on. You'll find that when you meditate, it's incredibly curative. It's incredibly powerful for so many ailments, because you just see what's going on inside of you. And then you can let go of things, and things that aren't helpful. Almost, it's not really that you let go of them, but they let go of themselves, because you see that it's not you. It's there, and you can not let it control you. It's much easier to let it not let it control you when you're more relaxed and when you're able to see it clearly. So again, just being aware of your thoughts, your feelings, whatever's going on around you. Or if you like just the space inside, you may just be aware of the space, just resting in the space. You may be aware of all of those things at the same time. You might just focus on one thing. Whatever you do, that's okay. Just notice where your awareness is. Just be with it. What's amazing about this is you can be aware of anything. You can be aware of exercising, or of making a video. You can be aware of reading a book, or going to school, or going to work. You can be aware of eating. Just look on Amazon and type in mindful before any activity, and you'll find a book about it. Mindful eating, mindful working, mindful business, mindful politics. And being mindful of everything, by the way, is what I call, some people call, a state of enlightenment. It's just continually being mindful. always being aware, which is something you can achieve just by practicing uh, being mindful, being aware, or being present, as Eckhart Tolle would call it. Um, meditation is the easiest way to do it because you can just focus on meditation. And by the way, also, uh, as I'm speaking, you can use my voice as the object of mindfulness, or you can look at the video and just be aware of the different colors and shapes. Just be aware of different variations and kind of follow the rhythm and the texture of the sound and of the sights. So all of it is part of the meditation. Everything in the universe you can be mindful of. And it's very useful. It's very, very useful. It makes you a much happier person when you're able to be aware. It's also very good for healing work. Mindfulness is extremely powerful for psychological healing and emotional healing and self-development and spirituality and other things too. Good stuff, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. There was a mindful improv class that I was in Denver. I never got to attend it because it always had it was totally full and it had a wait list that was 3 times the size of the class, scheduled months in advance. So apparently mindful improv is where it's at, comedy kind of improv, but mindful. So I can imagine mindfulness is great, and improv and having fun and laughter and comedy is also great. So you can mix mindfulness with anything. Mindful lovemaking is tantra, essentially, more or less. It's related. It really does improve anything. Being aware of what you're doing makes it better. Shocking as it may sound. Definitely makes you eat more healthy. Being aware of what you're eating, slowing down and tasting it, makes vegetables actually taste a lot better. Makes everything taste better, but makes you more aware of the downside of certain things as well. Makes you less, again, feeling a need to act on the impulses of addiction to sugar or shitty food. So again, just being mindful of, being aware of, I like the word awareness because it's less baggage. Mindful has become kind of a hype word. Just being aware of whatever's going on. Continuing to be aware of your body, breathing, thoughts, emotions. Stillness or silence. My voice. Any other sights or sounds. And just letting your awareness go wherever it goes. Wherever you want it to go. You don't have to not be yourself to be mindful. In fact, I think the best mindfulness or awareness practice is to just be fully what you already are. Just be yourself, but be aware of it. Be more aware of what you are. Be fully aware of what you are. And how you naturally move, where your awareness or where your action naturally takes you. Just be aware as you're being that. It's difficult to maintain, so it's easier to just start kind of with maybe your breath can be very easy, but it's much more enjoyable to just be exactly what you want to be and be aware of it. To be genuine. Genuine and aware. So this meditation hasn't ended up being very intactivisty, but I can't stress enough that meditating makes you better at everything. It really does. It really does. Sometimes meditation is hard to do if you have a lot of trauma going on. It can be actually difficult to meditate, and so it may be helpful to do therapy along with meditation. It's very different than meditation, but the two can complement each other very, very well. So doing trauma work or whatever, if you have circumcision trauma. But yeah, meditation really is one of the most important things for making me the intactivist that I am. And it's not necessarily like intactivist meditations that I do, it's just like meditation. And then intactivist thoughts come up, and I'm aware of them and gain more insights. I'm able to hold some of the emotions around circumcision that come up and decompress some of that trauma. It can help with trauma, definitely. Helps with stress just in general. And again, whenever your mind wanders or you kind of get lost in some thought and aren't feeling very aware, like it's not a problem at all. In this meditation, you just, oh, I was thinking about something. I need to notice what you're thinking about. And you notice yourself noticing that you were thinking about it. And just continue being aware of whatever you're being aware of. There's no bias toward any object of awareness. Just be aware of whatever you're aware of. And just watching everything in you and around you as though it were happening to someone else. As Anthony de Mello would say. Anthony de Mello is one of my favorite spiritual teachers of all time. He was actually a Jesuit priest, but very into Eastern he was Indian, and very into Eastern spirituality as well. As are the Jesuits. Are just fucking weird. Like, check them out, Jesuits. The weird ass weirdos. Um, that's it for today. Might make another meditation now, actually. I like meditation. I usually meditate 3 hours a day is good. 6 hours a day is really good. But like at least half an hour a day. Half an hour a day isn't enough for me. At least an hour a day for me, I would recommend. Can level you up, you know, if you wanna. I've done 12 hours a day for like a few months on end. It's like something. It'll transform you. That's for sure. Truly, really, really, truly. It's good stuff. Alright. Most important thing in my life. So, I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good, let me know what you thought of this meditation. Hope y'all are happy and life is good and everything's happy, joy. Love y'all.